So I decided to test the new cruiser wheels made by Piso, which is supposed to be an improved version of the old black one that they used to have. The black one isn't available anymore. Changes that are made from the black one to the new one. The diameter is reduced to make it less bulky but equally efficient. Hardness is increased a bit to avoid chipping of the wheels on edges. Rounded wheels to reduce the chipping again at the edges and easier to curve. The new wheels are 58mm, which is around 6mm bigger than the average street wheels, which is usually around 52mm. It's also softer. The hardness of an average street wheel is usually 100A, while the cruiser wheel we'll be talking about in this video has a hardness of 83A, which is pretty significantly softer. Now I'm going to explain in detail what the bigger, softer wheels affect in contrast to the smaller, harder ones. Both have their pros and cons, and it will largely depend on how you skate, so it's all preference really. The pros of a softer wheel is that it rolls smoother and easier in both rough and smooth surfaces, and it's also much more quiet. We test how far the cruiser wheels can go regarding rough roads and discovered that it can basically roll even off roads. Never mind crusty, bad Indian roads, it can roll off roads. I even did a rolling kickflip off road. Cruising on both smooth roads and crusty roads feel almost indifferent as well. The cons of a softer wheel is that it's harder to do reverts and slide. The softer the wheel is, the harder it slides. It also has a tendency to roll slower, but I'm not sure if that's really a bad thing depending on what you want. That being said, the new cruiser wheels have 83A hardness as I said before, and even though I find it harder to power slide than street wheels, I was still able to do it. But I should mention that they have a different click when it comes to sliding and revert. I think that it's gonna take you a little bit more time to adjust, but once you do that, I think you're good to go. The pros of a bigger wheel is that it allows you to roll smoother and have more comfortable riding experience. They are also better for different terrains, and so the cruiser wheels being bigger basically enhances the pros of having softer wheels even further. And so the fact that the cruiser wheel is soft and both big means that it's gonna be super smooth and super good on all sorts of terrains. The cons of a bigger wheel is that you are inclined to get wheel bite easier. A wheel bite is when your board touches your wheels while you roll and it stops you from rolling and potentially throws your body forward. Though I think I should mention that you can eliminate the tendency of the cruiser wheels to get wheel bites by getting a pair of riser pads. Riser pads go under the base plate, and if you slap them on, it reduces the chance to get wheel bites, and so you can choose to pay extra and the cruiser wheels can come with riser pads, and that's your choice. It's also heavier, so flip tricks will feel different. Pinching your grinds will also feel different because it's bigger. With all that being said, what is better between the two? It's important to note that there isn't exactly an objectively better wheel between a cruiser and street wheel. They serve different purposes and functions differently. The main purpose that a cruiser wheel was made for wasn't for doing tricks. It was more for people who enjoy the sheer act of rolling around with a skateboard, or those who like to use it for transportation. Now that doesn't mean that it's useless for skaters who likes to do tricks. All tricks are still very much possible with these wheels, but they'll feel different, especially if you've used street wheels for an extended period of time. You'll need to use them for quite a while to adjust to them. Will I use it myself from this video onwards? Probably no. At least not as my main setup, as I'm all about doing the most technical things and always prefer the smallest sizes possible. I'll probably use it for a different skateboard setup made for downhill. I recommend these wheels to the kind of people who say that the roads in their local area are really bad that they can't roll with their skateboards in it at all. Or those who say that they don't want a skateboard for doing tricks but just for riding around. It can roll on all roads and pretty smoothly as well. Way smoother than 100A street wheels ever will, and that's the best part about the cruiser wheels. I'm gonna answer some of the most frequent questions I was asked on Instagram. The first one is it good for beginners? Potentially, because when you're a beginner, what you're supposed to be focused on is riding around. And if you have, cruiser wheels that rolls smoother, then potentially that's going to be better for you. And when you're starting to learn tricks as well, it can get awkward. And if you have a wheel that's smooth and good on rough terrains, yeah, I think it's definitely going to be good for beginners, more than a normal street wheel. But the thing is, if you use this as a beginner, later on, you're going to have to get used to street wheels when you transition. Do they fit normal bearings? Yes, they do. Can you put these on skateboards other than Piso skateboards? Yes. If they have a normal standard skateboard truck, then you can put these wheels on any skateboard. Are they good for Indian streets? As I have mentioned earlier, yes, they're very good for Indian streets. Can I use them on skate parks? Yes, if they're good on the rough roads, they're good on the skate parks. And so that's all for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe. I made informational contents about skateboarding within India mostly. And so if you like my content, subscribe. I upload every week as well, and I'll see you all in the next video. I have an extra set of these cruiser wheels and I'm gonna do a giveaway with it. The way you can participate in this giveaway is to first subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave a comment of why you want this cruiser wheel. And then share this video on your social media or WhatsApp status or whatever that you can share it on, and screenshot it. That's it. Good luck, and I'll see you all in the next video.